Hey everybody, it's me, Bay Ray. Happy Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys had a great Labor Day. I hope you got to relax, have yourself a barbecue, together with your family. I know I did. So I got an opportunity. I had all this time, so I went to several different comic shops, a toy shop, antique mall, even somebody that I found on Facebook Marketplace, and I found some great deals and some great comics, and I want to show them to you. But before we get started, you know the drill. Please like, comment, and subscribe my channel, and I appreciate if you do. That's how my channel grows. So let's take a look at some books. Let's start with the lady that I met on Facebook Marketplace. She had an ad. She had a stack of books. She didn't know where they came from. She asked all of her kids, whose are these? That none of them knew or claimed them, so she put them on Facebook. So she had them up for $45. I didn't need all of that she had, so I offered her $35, and she said fine because she didn't care about them. So let me show you what I got. First, I got Doctor Who #1. I just recently got this one. So I'll have to compare this to the one that I got. There's a big stack of not a big stack, but several Doctor Who's. I believe that's #6. Great cover with Tom Baker. Tom Baker. I'm getting shades of Jim Carrey and Liar Liar. What are you doing? I'm kicking my ass, you mind? So we got that one. And we got, this is #9. And the final issue of this series, I'm blanking on which doctor. This is, I'm blanking on his name off the top of my head. But we have that one. I got Man of Steel. Now, there were two different copies of this. If you did not know, this was post-crisis, where they rewrote the history and lore and what Superman can do. Same with Bruce, and that's why he got darker in Batman. But there were two different covers, equal distribution on these covers. So this was the #1 of that. This is what really caught my eye, was these Punishers. I got #3, #2, and Punisher #1 of the ongoing series. It's not in the greatest of shape. I'm going to take a look at it, decide whether I want to keep it or not. I don't think I already have it in my collection. I don't have a lot of Punishers. I also have this Action Comics #593. At one point after DC Comics Presents ended, they changed Action Comics to basically like that, Superman teaming up with other people. So this is Superman and Mr. Miracle. This is a very controversial issue because a alien named Sleaze used mind control and almost got Big Barda and Superman. That's Big Barda. She is married to Mr. Miracle, and they're from Apocalypse, and almost brainwashed them and almost made them make a sex tape. So it didn't happen. So all's well that ends well. And in this time of Superman, the summer of Superman, this is Superman for the quest for peace. This was co-written by Christopher Reeve. The film was co-written by Christopher Reeve. And let me tell you, I love the man, but this movie was horrible. It is the first appearance of the Nuclear Man 1 and 2, and it is not very good. I think the only thing that came out of this movie is that Lex Luthor's nephew was Ducky from Pretty in Pink. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. From 2.5 Men. Why am I blanking on his name? Please tell me in the comments section. What is the guy's name from 2.5 Men? Charlie Sheen's brother. But he was in this, and it couldn't save it. So Superman, The Quest for Peace. So these are the books I got from the lady. Now let's go look at some other books. So while I was in Indianapolis, that's where I got those books from, I stopped by the Toy Drop to give them a flyer to advertise the BloomingGeeks Comic and Collectibles show that I am holding here in Bloomington, Indiana on October 19th. I was giving them some flyers to put up, and they had quite a store. I have not been there in a little bit, and they remodeled, and it is beautiful. And they have a whole big comic book section, and I got a couple of books from them, and it is the comics were a little bit all over the place, but they had some good stuff mixed in. So I got this. This was Dawn Half, number 1 half, that you were able to get from Wizard, from Joseph Linsner, one of my favorite bad girl artists that have ever been, and still working today. Does a lot of Red Sonjas, still does Dawn, Vampirella, all of them. And so this is a Dawn Half that you were able to get through Wizard Comics, Wizard Magazine. Now, back in 1978, there was a TV show called Man from Atlantis. I believe it only lasted 1 or 2 seasons. Now, it starred a man named Patrick Duffy. Patrick Duffy was an actor. You might not know him. He was on Dallas. He was on Step by Step with Susanna, the blonde from Three's Company. Suzanne Summers. So from all of that stuff, he did, this came first. This was Man from Atlantis, number 1. I think it only went for 8 issues. If I'm going to go, I will probably not be going for the rest of the series, but I got the first book, and that's the most important. He was supposedly from Atlantis. Look, his fingers are webbed. His toes, well, you can't tell. His toes are webbed. I don't remember the history. 1978, I was like 9 years old, maybe. And so he was supposedly from Atlantis, and he's living on land and in the water, solving crimes like the A-Team. But Man from Atlantis, number 1. I've always wanted this one, so now I got it. Well, like I said, I was in Indianapolis, and I was putting up all the flyers for my Blooming Geeks convention, and I went to Hero House. The first time I got a chance to go there, they're in Fountain Square in Indianapolis. I'll put their information down below along with the toy drop in the description. And let me show you what I got. First, I filled in a couple of missing books that I had. Here is the Teen Titans Annual number 10. Yes, I've needed this one for a while. I am down to like 6 books on my Teen Titans run. This is Tales of the New Teen Titans number 71. Got that one. Marvel Team Up number 14 with the Submariner. Pretty good condition. I've had this one in the past. It was on my list of things that I don't have, but I could be wrong. I might have this one still, but this is one of my favorite books of all time. Just the complete parody of it all. This is Marvel Team Up number 74, Spider-Man and the Not Ready for Primetime Players from Saturday Night Live. So let's do a roll call here. We've got Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Gilda Radner, Garrett Morris, Lorraine Newman, Jane Curtin, and John Belushi as the samurai with Spidey. And no, John, that's Samurai's for real, and he's speaking Japanese. But look who is hosting Saturday Night Live. It is Stan the Man hosting Saturday Night Live. So that is a perfect opportunity to have Spider-Man with the Not Ready for Primetime Players. I love that book. I'm glad I got that. Like I said, I'm not too sure if I have it. They had a $5 bin, just back cover, $5 mystery. I love a good mystery. So I've been waiting to do this. So I am going to do it on camera with you. So tape. Now the good way to pull the tape onto the side. So you could turn a $500 book into a $20 book by peeling it off. So let's see what this is. I'm going to do it with you. Oh, man. Okay. Howard the Duck number 12. A lot of the Howard the Ducks aren't really worth a lot. The first few issues, there's a reason why I am excited about this. Let me open it. Last page. Yep, last page. Let me show you. This is the first cameo appearance of Kiss in a comic book. Howard's in a mental institution and boom, Kiss show up. Oh my God. I had this a while ago. I am so glad I have it again. And seriously, it is in pretty decent condition. I am so glad I got this. I had this a while ago, and I got rid of my collection a while ago and refilling it. So Howard the Duck, number 12, first cameo appearance of Kiss. I love it. I'm so glad I got this. I could have gotten some crap, but I have a feeling he had a bunch of good stuff in there as well. So I might have to go back and get some more mystery books from Hero House. Now, I love going to antique malls. A lot of the time you can't really find comics. You find some collectibles. Sometimes you find comics and it's just people who don't know what they have, and what they think they have that they think it's gold, and it's not. It's really just like Warriors of Plasm #1 and stuff like that. Stuff that's not worth anything, and they're asking $20 for it because it's a #1 issue. But last time I was here, I went to this one vendor that was there. Now, this flea market, antique mall, there's no salespeople, nobody collecting money on the floor, right at the door. So you get what you want out of the booth and you bring it to the front door. So like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I lucked into a whole bunch of Silver Age Justice Leagues and Supermans and Batmans. It was phenomenal, and it got an amazing price. So I went back there, and luckily, he just recently refilled. So let me show you some of the books that I got from him. The first book I got was Man-Thing number 10. Is it 10? Man-Thing number 10. There was only 12 issues in this run, so we got number 10. Doctor Strange, number 75. All of these were $1.50. Mike Mignola cover there. Number 76 with some kind of Medusa chick right there. Okay. Number 80, Doc under attack by his own body. This is giving me throwback. I know it's not his own body attacking him, but this reminds me of when he was fighting the other guy in the film while his body's lying there and his other body is just floating and fighting. Okay, I do not collect the Micronauts. I have number 1, but I saw this and I had to grab this. This is Micronauts number 8. This is the first appearance of Captain Universe. Captain Universe goes to person. It's an entity and gives cosmic powers to one individual when it knows that something big's about to happen. In fact, at one point, he blended himself to Spider-Man and he became Cosmic Spidey-Man. So, pretty cool first appearance of that one. A friend of mine, fellow YouTuber, Lunch Money Comics, he loves himself some Nightcrawler. I'm pretty sure he already has this one. I looked at the back. They were all in like sleeves that you'd put into a notebook, just sitting there. So I bagged and boarded. And I looked at this one. The back's not in the greatest of condition, but still, it's pretty funny. And these, I've been trying to finish the entire series, but I have not one, but 2 copies of Magic, the story of Ilyana Rasputin, with Storm and how she gets her powers and stuff like that. I got a regular copy and a newsstand copy, so that's pretty cool right there. I also got a number 3, also newsstand, with Storm looking not too great there. And the 4th issue, number 4, where she becomes the character Dark Child, where she's got hellacious powers and she has a hard time controlling them. Now, these were pretty cool. I liked these. I'm glad I got these. This is a newsstand copy. This is number 3, Secret Wars 2. This is where the Beyonder changed his form, because he was originally right here. It's very 80s new wave kind of guy there. But at one point, he changed his look because somebody suggested he looks a little different, because he kind of looked like Captain America, Steve Rogers. So he changed his whole physique and everything. This is where he got dark curly hair. He kind of looked like He had Michael Jackson's hair, like he used Soul Glow on his hair. He had the Jerry curl look going on. So he had that very big 80s look. And I got 1, 2, 3 copies of number 4. Two regulars and 1 newsstand, so that's pretty cool. I got those. I got number 5. This is the first appearance of Boom Boom, a mutant who creates bombs out of nothing. Kind of like Jubilee, but with bombs instead of fireworks. Then I saw these. I was hoping for one of the issues to be a red one, but it was not. I got 2 copies of Marvel's Secret Wars number 6. This has 2 things going on in this story. Are they both? Yep, 1 newsstand, 1 regular. This is the death of the Wasp, and you know, death of anybody in the comic books back then is kind of like dying on a soap opera. Not for long. So the Wasp died in this, and this is the first cameo of Julia Carpenter, who is the second Spider-Woman, Spider-Woman number 2, and she was played by the very pretty Sydney Sweeney. I had to think about that for a second. In the movie, I want to forget the movie of Madam Web, but this is her first cameo right there. And I got 1 and 2 copies of number 7, which is the first full appearance of Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman, and it also is the first fight between She-Hulk and Titania. You saw that happen in the She-Hulk TV show, so that's the first time that happened. And this is number 9, and this is all the heroes versus Galactus. So I got all of these for like anywhere from $1 to $5. So I made an amazing deal. I got an amazing deal on all these books. And then finally, I stopped by the Greenwood half-priced books. It was Labor Day weekend special, 20% off, and I had to go grab something. So everything that I got in this pile was 20% off. For $2 minus 20%, Spider-Man Team Up number 1 with the Silver Surfer. I'm trying to finish that run, and I just loved this cover. Adventure Comics number 452, Funko Pop Aquaman and Black Manta. So I thought that was cute, so I had to grab that. I really know nothing about this guy. This is Marvel Premiere number 44, featuring the first solo adventure of Jack of Hearts. What do I know about him? Absolutely nothing, other than during the Avengers Disassembled, he blew up. So that's all I know about that. I've got Empire, the Fantastic Four and Avengers number 2 variant from Michael Cho. Very cool looking Sue Storm there. Now this one, somebody put the wrong price. Now I'm thinking they might have looked at Key Comic Collector. Now Key Comic Collector is great with prices. They are not always great with variants or newsstand edition prices. That's the only thing that they're working on. They're getting better at it. But this was listed at cover price, which is $6. This is Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child, one-shot from the Dark Knight Returns 3, and it is a Frank Miller variant. This I got for $3. This is a 1 in 100 variant that goes anywhere from $20 to $60. So I got this for $3 minus 20%, so minus 60 cents off that, $2.40. So that's an amazing book. So I was getting ready to leave. I was done. I was moved. I was heading towards the register, and at the register they had this thing there, and I'm not made of money, but when I see something that is such a good deal, I just could not pass it up. I've always wanted this. I've never had it, but now I do. So it was priced at $100. That's a lot of money for me. So $100 minus 20%, so I got it for $80. This has been on my holy grail list for so long. This is the first crossover of Marvel and DC, Superman versus Spider-Man. This is amazing. There's a little story in between. On the inside cover, you got something from Stan Lee and Carmine Infantino, and it is just amazing. It is in great shape. I couldn't have been happier to find this. This is one of my holy grails. It's going to go up here on the top row with my Superman versus Muhammad Ali. I've always wanted this. I've never had an opportunity to own it, and now it is mine. So I love it. I don't know what to say. It is just like something that I've always wanted, and I'm so happy that I got it. That's all I got for you right now. Once again, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. It helps my channel grow. Now there's a million things you could be watching on YouTube right now, but you decided to sit down and listen to my fluffy butt talk about comic books for a little bit, and I appreciate and love every single one of you for doing so. I also want to remind everybody, coming up October 19th at the Holiday Inn in Bloomington, Indiana, I am running BloomingGeeks. BloomingGeeks is a comic, toy, Pokemon, D&D, so many different vendors are going to be there. It is a one-day convention. I'm going to see how it goes. This might become a quarterly thing, just for fun and meeting people. I'm going to have a booth there. My friends at Faraday are going to have, Faraday Toys are going to have a booth there. Neon Nostalgia is going to have a booth there. I'm going to have Prideland, Ramon from Prideland's Comics, Nani's Collectibles, and handmade stuff is going to be there. I'm going to have the family of Martin Nodella is going to be there, creator of Green Lantern and designer of, most importantly, the Pillsbury Doughboy. So, please come. It's going to be so much fun. We're doing a fundraiser also for ovarian cancer research and support, which is very important to me. So please come on down. It's only going to be $4 for adults to come in, $3 for kids 12 and up. 12 and under, and 5 and under are free, of course. So please come down. We're going to have food trucks. I already arranged a barbecue guy to be there, a food truck guy to be there. So please come on down, Bloomington, Indiana, October 19th. And it's going to be so much fun. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody who comes. So now go out, look for comic books, flea markets, antique malls, Facebook Marketplace, garage sales. You can find comic books anywhere, but where you really can find comics is at your local comic book store. Support your local comic book store. They have everything that you need there. But now, most importantly, remember, reading comic books is still reading. Later, y'all.